guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a review, swatches, and tutorial for this look right here on the brand new Subculture palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So this palette retails for $42. It is currently available on the official ABH website, but currently it is sold out. It is, however, available on the Ulta website, so you can still get your hands on this, and I believe it's like going to be in all of the stores around like the 15th. This palette, of course, is cruelty free because ABH is a cruelty free brand, which I think is really awesome. This, however, is not vegan. It does contain carmine. So here's what the palette looks like. It came in a really nice, just typical box. Has the ingredients on the back, just says Subculture. On the inside of the palette you do get a mirror, and it does come with a double-ended brush, which most of the Anastasia palettes come with this brush. And I just realized I have a little piece of eyelash on my finger, and for a second there I thought it was a spider. Okay, we're gonna remove that right now. So this pretty much is the same kind of style and has that really soft felt material, just like the Modern Renaissance palette. And again, it does also contain 14 eyeshadows. I do not have the Modern Renaissance palette. I'm probably the only person that does not own that palette. It's just not my cup of tea. This is definitely something I was interested in because the colors are more right up my alley. So let's talk about the shipping. So I did purchase this with my own money, and I did order off of the official ABH website. This is my very first time purchasing from them, and I have to say I'm very pleased with the service and all that good stuff. I want to also show you guys the box that the palette came in. It just came in this box with all of these little worms, little white worms, and it was wrapped in this bubble packaging. So everything was wrapped really nicely. Nothing was damaged. The palette wasn't damaged. I was a little bit concerned because it was my first experience ordering from them. Overall, I was really happy with shipping and no issues. So I give that an A+. I did also purchase one of their liquid lipsticks because I want to do a wear test and review to see if the hype is really real when it comes to their liquid lipstick. So I did order one of them. It's the liquid to matte. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump into the swatches of this palette. This palette swatches so incredibly perfect. It really blows my mind. I will be doing finger swatches and brush swatches on bare skin. So let's go ahead and hop into the swatches of the Subculture palette. Alright guys, so that was swatches of all 14 shades. I hope you found those swatches helpful. As you can see in the swatches, they are super pigmented. The only colors that I feel don't swatch good with a brush are the three sort of shiny metallic shades, which is Cube, Electric, and Adorn. I will say that Electric is a little too flaky for me. I definitely wish that the quality of Electric and Cube was better. I absolutely love Adorn. If you apply it with your finger, it is like freaking beautiful. I absolutely love that shade. So that's another thing to keep note of, is that Electric and Cube. I almost wish that these were matte as well and just do away with the shimmers. So at the time that I purchased this palette, there wasn't like all these crazy videos coming out about it. There's been so much drama and negative attention, I guess you could say. I think people are getting a little bit overworked over a palette because at the end of the day, this is just makeup. It's an eyeshadow palette. It's not the end of the world if you don't like it. Anastasia does have a return policy, so you can return it if you don't like it. Same thing with Sephora and Ulta. If you don't like something, you can return it and get your money back. This formula is very soft. These are softly pressed shadows, and they're also extremely, extremely pigmented. Like, the pigmentation is real. You need to press your brush one time and look at the pigmentation. Like, it's just insane how pigmented these are. And I can even go as far to say that these are almost too pigmented to work with. That is how pigmented they are. First of all, the one thing that's really irritating to me is seeing so many people taking a fluffy brush like this and swirling their brush around and around and around and saying, oh my god, look at the fallout, look at the kickback. If you take your brush and you swirl it around and around in an eyeshadow, you're gonna get a ton of fallout and kickback, and pretty much you're just wasting product. I don't know about you guys and how you apply your makeup, but I always tap. I never rub my brush over and over and over again into an eyeshadow. And some people were even hitting pan on their first use of the palette, which just, I don't even know what to say to that, because I've used this palette 5 times, you guys. I've done 5 different looks, and here's what my palette looks like. Just to show you guys what I'm talking about, I'm going to demonstrate in a few other eyeshadow palettes that I have from different brands exactly what I'm talking about. So let's start with the Subculture palette first. I'm going to take this e.l.f. crease brush. I'm going to hold it at the very end of the handle here, and I'm going to apply a light pressure, and I'm going to swirl my brush into the eyeshadow. So do you see what I mean, you guys? I mean, if you take a brush and you swirl into a shadow, yes, you're gonna get a ton of kickback. You're gonna get eyeshadow all over, and you're pretty much just wasting product. So I'm not sure why people were doing that. I don't know. I don't have an explanation. I really, really don't. And because these are so pigmented and soft, I do feel that if you are a beginner with makeup, this is probably not the palette for you. I can't imagine myself personally purchasing this palette and being completely unfamiliar with shadow, how to apply shadow, how to blend shadow, and trying to make this palette work. Because I feel like you have to take your time to blend some of the shades a little bit more than you would maybe another palette. With the 2 green shades, I have had issues with blending. You do have to spend some extra time blending, because when you want to put that color in the crease, it tends to get a little bit patchy. But all of the other shadows have been great. Like, I think one of my favorites is definitely Roxy. Fudge is a beautiful shade. This is actually in their singles, so you can buy this in an individual pan. The rest of the colors here are brand new shades. So far, I haven't noticed any major fading or the shadows looking really dull at the end of the day. I'm going to insert some pictures of some looks that I did, which I think every look I've done so far I was really, really happy with. I'm also going to put up a picture of when I first did my eye makeup, and then at the end of the day, about 8 hours of where I was out in the heat. I was walking around the streets in the city and going out to dinner with my hubby, and I came home to take off my makeup, and I mean, it still looked as good as when I first applied it. So I haven't experienced any like major fading or anything like that. I think that this is just a brand new formula, and either you're going to really like it, be able to make it work, or you're going to really not like it and probably end up returning the palette. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial for this eye look here using the Subculture palette. Let's hop into the tutorial. Alright, so let's get started. I already primed my eyes with my BH primer in Malt, and I did use some setting powder to set it. I'm taking the first shade Dawn, and I'm going to use this as my transition shade and just slowly blend this back and forth into the crease. And then I'm taking Destiny, which is this beautiful olive green color. I'm going to start packing this on the outer V and slowly building this up and putting this on about halfway over on the lid. And I think the key with this palette is definitely adding a little bit, packing it on with one brush and then taking a clean fluffy brush and blending it out. So we're adding, blending, adding, blending. You guys have seen me use this technique before. I feel like when I use like Kat Von D eyeshadows, those as well are very pigmented and soft and you get a lot of fallout and kickback. So I feel like I do that same sort of technique. So I'm taking the shade Untamed and applying that to the outer V again and then slowly blending that as well. And then I decided to make this a complete green look, and I'm taking that same color we used before, which is Destiny, and putting that all over the lid, packing that on, and then again blending that out. Next I'm taking New Wave, which is one of my favorite colors. Oh my god, you guys. The two mustard, dirty, murky yellow shades in here are like my favorite. They're so freaking gorgeous. So I'm just taking this on a fluffy brush and running that all along the outside just to blend everything out. And then again, I'm slowly just building up that Destiny shade on the lid. And then for the lower lash line, we're pretty much just going to add the same exact shades, starting off with that soft nude shade and then the green on a flat eyeliner brush and just smudging that on the lower lash line. And then again New Wave, and I really wanted to blur this out with New Wave because that mustard yellow orange looks so cool. I wanted this to be a really grunge look. I had to pull an eyeshadow from a different palette because I always highlight underneath my brow bone area with a matte shade, and there really wasn't a color in this palette for me, so I had to use a different one. I'm taking a green liner to line my waterline because you guys know I'm obsessed with green and blue lately. And then I'm taking the shimmery shade here to highlight the inner corner, touching out the crease one more time, and then I went ahead and did my liner, lashes, mascara, all that jazz off camera. And here is the finished look. So my final thoughts on this palette, do I think it's a bad palette? No, I don't think this is a bad palette. Is it the best palette in the entire universe? No, it's not. Do I think that they could improve the quality, and especially with Cube and Electric? Yes, I feel like it could be even better. This palette has the potential to be one of the best palettes of all time on the market. If they re-release this and reformulate it, make it 10 times better, oh my god. I would so repurchase another one and do an update video for you guys comparing them next to each other and all that good stuff. So I don't know what will happen. We'll have to wait and see. But I have to say, you don't have to run out and get this if you're feeling really apprehensive, you feeling not sure if you want this or not. Just wait until this shows up at Sephora and Ulta, if it even makes it that far to the stores, I don't know. And go inside the store, swatch the shades, see if it's something that you'll even like. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel, definitely hit that subscribe button if you would like to see more of me and my videos. I upload on every Tuesday, Friday, and sometimes on Sunday. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I'll catch you all in the next video. And remember, smarter beauty is better beauty. Bye guys.